When it comes to the risks of not valuing DEI, most corporations think of the high-level things: your name in the paper, CNN interviews, big-name lawsuits. But not having an effective DEI program is much more pervasive. When you see unengaged people within your employee staff, burnout amongst other employees, the leaky bucket, a common phrase used in diversity hiring where you bring in and focus on hiring exceptional staff from diverse backgrounds, but the average life cycle is between 2 to 3 years. How are you creating a way to mitigate those risks while at the same time valuing proactive DEI? Traditionally, companies address DEI by looking at the solution rather than the awareness, measurement, and action plan mentioned earlier. Those solutions revolve around content, representation, and awareness. Content, whether it be DEI resources, educational libraries, or trainings, those are great ways to affect DEI, but you have to ensure that measurement and awareness is a key component of it. Representation is key. The Chief People Officer is the most appointed board position over the past 5 years. Companies are looking at figureheads, people that they can appoint for the sole goal of educating and creating representation around DEI. That's important, but you must make sure that their roles and the efficacy of their programs are measured 6 months, 9 months, 12 months down the line. And the last, of course, is awareness. Feedback surveys, opportunities to engage with other employees is the first step towards being aware of what DEI is. But the question is, how are you ensuring that everyone is heard? Traditionally, companies jump to solution when addressing and implementing DEI, which usually leads towards lost productivity, lost revenue, and the wrong message that you send to employees and people within your community. Tech plays an important role in diversity, equity, and inclusion. Over the past year, we've seen the rapid adoption of community tools, whether it's a Zoom with your family or Hopin to host local and international events. We've all gotten used to speaking through our cameras and creating community. While that's going on, the question is, with the data that's being communicated, how are you ensuring that you're proactive in measuring DEI? There's an excellent number of tools focused on measuring and creating surveys for employees, but what we're doing at MindStand's really geared towards the data that makes you you, how employees communicate between one another. The space of AI and machine learning has grown at a rapid pace when we look at sentiment analysis, natural language processing, and computer vision. But the question is, who is applying machine learning and AI to communities, to the human problems that exist today? When you think of tech, understand that DEI is a really close knotted goal. Tools like Canaris, Qualtrics, and MindStand are all ensuring that the AI and tech that you use is catered towards your goal of creating a more inclusive environment. To get started in using tech to influence your DEI policy, ensure that it revolves around those 3 topics of awareness, measurement, and action. When thinking of awareness, use tools like Qualtrics and Notion to creating documents or surveys to be issued out company-wide. Tech for awareness, content is king. Create opportunities to share business insider articles on best practices in DEI. Create weekly Zoom meetings so anyone can come in and chat. Create these environments where you're using technology to create safe spaces where people can be heard and aware. Next is measurement. When using technology for measurement, there's a number of great tools, whether it's hosting all of your data on Notion, using Qualtrics as a way to create monthly or quarterly surveys. By creating a process, a technical flow around measuring DEI, you're ensuring that there's compliance from the technical department down to the IT and financial industry. And of course, action. By creating a simple Google Sheets of goals that each employee has mentioned for you to hit, by creating metrics and KPIs around DEI, you're ensuring that what you're doing, that the goals that you have are measurable and can be brought in for when a DEI consultant wants to engage with your community.